David Garrard rolls out to his right. Jacksonville quarterback finds Jimmy Smith, goes down inside the 10-yard line. They add a field goal there. Peyton Manning's the master of play action. Finds Marvin Harrison again. 65-yard touchdown, beats Rasheem Mathis there. Big play, and then Indianapolis goes for it on fourth down. It's called the swinging gate, Shannon, right? Well, Hunter Smith, he has Justin Snow wide open, misses him a little too far out of reach. He's a kicker. He's not a quarterback.
Peyton Manning had 122 yards throwing in the first meeting between these two teams. He has 241 on the day, 17-3 Colts at halftime. Shannon, Houston, Tennessee.
This is how you have the two top draft picks within 4 years, just like this. Reggie. Those are the Texans fans shouting in the background, ladies and gentlemen. Reggie, Reggie. And David Carr doing his part to make sure they get Reggie Bush. Reggie, Reggie. But here's Steve McNair. Screen pass to who? Travis Henry. Gives him a stiff arm, gets gone, makes a tremendous effort. Unfortunately, he's not going to get in for the touchdown, which leads to a field goal. David Carr comes back. Dominique Davis, 3-yard touchdown. 10-3 at the half. Texans on top, losing out on the Reggie Bush sweepstakes.
Texans into this game with a 1-11 record. Dan, New England, Buffalo.
And it's snowing up there in Buffalo, but New England's used to this kind of weather. Tom Brady, all day to throw, looking around. No one there. He takes it on his own, up the middle, 5 yards touchdown. But Jeff Posey hits him on the ankle here, on the knee, it looks like, and he gets in, but he gets up limping. You see Tom Brady limping, but he does return to the game. Hands off to Corey Dillon. Corey Dillon, not seeing much of him lately, but right here, he gets in the corner of the end zone to New England. 12-yard touchdown. They're up 14-0 at half.
Talking about that bad weather in Buffalo, Brady, 18 of 25 for 171 yards and a rushing TD. Boomer, Oakland, and the Jets.
NFL regulations require us to show you these highlights as Curtis Martin misses his first game in 119 contests as Marquise Tuiasosopo throws the ball down the middle to the wrong guy. That's Ty Law. And Ty Law is going to take it back, and just for excitement, he's going to decide he wants to lateral it to a defensive lineman, Dwayne Robertson. No, I don't want that. Jets fall on the ball. This leads to a field goal. That's it for the highlights, folks. 6-3, Jets are in the lead.
And they're underway in an action-packed second half. It's a 6-3 New York Jet lead. Cleveland is in Cincinnati. Boomer, this one's better.
Hooday, the Battle of Ohio. Rookie Charlie Fry is going to take it out to the right side. He's going to take it in. Bengals better wake up on defense right here, but Rudy Johnson already 120 yards in the first half. Can't take him down with arm tackles, but Charlie Fry not to be outdone. Little play action fake here. Steve Hyden's going to sneak out. 2-yard touchdown reception. The Browns in the Battle of Ohio up 14-13. Carson Palmer, 1 interception.
1-point game at Cincinnati. Elsewhere in Pittsburgh, the Steelers lead the Bears 14-3 at the half. Minnesota at home with a 13-6 lead over the Rams at halftime. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers underway in the second half with a 10-point lead on the Carolina Panthers. The current results of today's sprint poll. Which team will finish with the #1 pick in the 06 NFL Draft? 72% of you say it's those Houston Texans. Thanks for watching the Sprint Halftime Report. Back to the second half of your game right after this.
Thank you, Greg.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint, together with Nextel. Yes, you can.
Without a Trace, Thursday on CBS, America's most watched network.
Sunday Ticket is brought to you by Xbox 360.
What you got?
Why this?
Give it here.
Of course. Then maybe I'll transform and impale you with ice spears, ambush and thrash you to oblivion, and in between destroying evil and saving kingdoms, bathe you with searing fire. Thought so. Rated T for teen.
Come to the Mercedes-Benz Winter Event now and see all the exciting new rides we have to offer. There's sure to be something for every wish list.
This This week on NFL Total Access begins with all the pre- and post-game coverage you require of the Week 14 finale in Atlanta between Michael Vick and the Saints. Later in the week, Mike Pereira, the head of NFL refs, discusses all the key rulings that took place in Week 14, and we begin to look forward to Week 15, firing up Panthers cam for Steve Smith before the Panthers head off to Baton Rouge to play the Saints. All that and more this week. NFL Total Access on NFL Network.
The NHL on OLN, Monday, Penguins Red Wings, 7 Eastern.
Tomorrow, it's the King of Queens' biggest fight ever.
Okay, all that's missing is gunfire.
Then, How I Met Your Mother's Neil Patrick Harris is TV's #1 scene stealer.
Why is that girl checking you out?
Because I look good.
And
this is where you come every day, huh?
For 11 years.
I would have killed myself 10.5 years ago.
2.5 Men. Then it's the comedy find of the season.
Good God, how did you stand up with those things?
Why does she need to?
Out of Practice on America's Funniest Night of the Week, CBS tomorrow. And later, catch Dave on a new late show.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint, together with Nextel. Yes, you can.
And it is caught. Look at him fly. And he'll dive in for the touchdown. Snowy Buffalo with the wind gusting up to 20 miles an hour. The Patriots, if they win and San Diego loses, they've got another division championship. So a lot is on the line in this game for New England.
And they're right now right along their plan. You know, they're doing what they wanted to do. Tom Brady firing for a high percentage. Obviously, both teams have a turnover in the red zone, which neither one wants. But what really stands out is twofold. One is the job the defense has done for New England, the running that New England has done, and the Buffalo offense and J.P. Losman, except for that last drive, have been basically non-existent. The stats really carry that out. When they've got you doubled up on time of possession, you know, you're looking at some awful, crazy situations. 18-3 in first downs also tells you an awful lot. But for New England, it's been about running the ball on the ground when you got near the goal line. One was a little unexpected, though, wasn't it, Kevin?
It was, yes. Brady was the one to take it in. In fact, Tom injured a knee after he had fallen in the end zone.
And just in case, the next time they got close, he didn't do it. He handed the ball to Corey Dillon, who got some excellent blocking up front from Mertzkowski, who was in for a dinged-up temporarily Logan Mankins. And Patriots lead this thing 14-zip as the teams come back on the field and get ready to go.
Well, if you're watching in high definition, you can actually see those flakes one by one fall and accumulate. It's snowing in your living room. This game is brought to you in high def on CBS with Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan. There's a look at Tom Brady.
What was the mask on that one guy in the stand? Did you see that thing?
I did not see it, no.
It looked like a bird, like golden Birdman thing.
Yeah.
Well, whatever keeps you warm when you get in the snow like this, because this is going to be the theme now. You saw at the end of the first half, and it will continue now for the rest of this day. And it's funny how often when you get in these circumstances, and being a California guy, I think bundle up and run the ball and be tough, but how often quarterbacks like Brady and Losman have opportunities in this weather to throw the ball very effectively, and Brady is particularly in this first half has thrown the ball extremely well in these foul conditions.
How about both quarterbacks throwing end zone interceptions?
Yeah, I mean, that was the first red zone turnover or interception for the New England defense this year.
Amazing.
And that job that Clements did undercutting Tom Brady was just masterful when that offense for the New England Patriots had been on that roll and in that rhythm, really thwarting what would have been probably at least a 17-0 halftime lead.
So we begin the second half. The Buffalo Bills have lost 3 consecutive games, 5 of their last 6. New England has won 3 of their last 4, looking for their second consecutive win. Vinatieri has it teed up, and our second half has commenced from about the 11-yard line. It is Terrence McGee. Matt Chatham brings him down. 30-yard line. Return of 20 yards. And through 30 minutes of football, Randy, here are some of the numbers as we take a look at our fantasy notebook.
Well, aside from the one big 58-yarder to Evans, Losman and the Bills' offense has been pretty much non-existent. You see the numbers McGahee's had rushing, and Dillon being very, very solid. And the receiving numbers don't even reflect the job that early on we've seen Falk do out of the backfield, catching the balls, especially on that last drive of the Patriots.
There are 4 in the secondary for the New England Patriots. From the 31-yard line, and with an extra receiver being Roscoe Parrish, it is 1st and 10 for J.P. Losman. McGahee is back in after leaving in that second quarter with a head injury. The pass for Aiken uncatchable, and the coverage across the way by rookie Ellis Hobbs.
Look at that pocket, the way it collapsed on Losman. Did you see how they looked like the offensive and defensive lines just converged
like
and collapsed on the young quarterback out of Tulane? Look at that pile. Used to call that a dog pile when you were a little kid.
Losman, who is a Californian, began at UCLA, then transferred to Tulane. 2nd down and 10.
So he's used to this weather.
Yeah, he's just right up his alley. But some of the big news offensively is that Willis McGahee is back in the game, and he's from Miami, and he runs into a wall, and then down he goes. Vince Wilfork, another Miami guy. In fact, they were teammates at the University of Miami. Collide, and the tackle made it to 32 and a gain of 2.
And he running over to that side of Richard Seymour's is generally not a good idea. You got Seymour and Warren and Wilfork. That defense is getting better and better as this defensive line gets better and better against the run. And the linebackers are starting to read their keys better. So guys like Vrabel, who in the past haven't been inside linebackers, are now reacting more naturally. And you've seen the results this last 3 or 4, I should say 6 quarters for this defense.
3rd down and a long 8, and that is over the head of Aiken, uncatchable. And McGinnis, the linebacker, was covering on the play. It's 4th and 8. And in their first second half possession, the Buffalo Bills must punt the ball. This is their 4th 3 and out, and their 2nd, 3rd, 4th consecutive punt.
I got to tell you, New England's done a nice job of quieting down Lee Evans, except for that one long possession.
Brian Moorman to punt. Tim Dwight is back to retrieve it. Wow, what a punt. Gets off a rocket, which will go into the end zone. What a 64-yard punt. He's number 1 in a lot of categories, number 3 in net.
Which way do you think the wind's blowing?
Yes.
My dearest Lisa, as we enter our first day apart, I already miss you terribly. Believe me, honey, it's no picnic out here. But don't you worry about me. Somehow, I'll get through it. And know in your heart, I will see you soon. Though, I just can't say when. Patrick.
You'll find it hard to come back. The 244 horsepower Pilot from Honda.
Merry Christmas.
What would you do for love this Christmas?
Dad. Hey, buddy.
Could you read me a story? Football.
That's okay. I can freeze time.
Whoa.
Introducing the DirecTV Plus DVR.
Do it again.
Finally, an easy-to-use DVR that gives you the power to pause and rewind live TV, so you'll never miss a second of what's important to you.
Somebody up there loves you. DirecTV.
Get a free DirecTV Plus DVR when you sign up now. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
The Chiefs collide with the Giants as both teams battle to stay in the race for their division titles. It's the most wonderful time of the year. The NFL's on Saturday.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Patriots have won 9 of the last 10 games with Buffalo. They are at different places, of course, in the standings in the East. New England on top by 2 games.
You know what they're amazing in is games that are settled by a field goal or less.
Yes.
If you figure you're just going to hang around New England, you're playing them the wrong way.
Brown is the 3rd receiver. There are no changes in the defense for Buffalo. This is Dillon on 1st and 10, and he's cracked on the play by Lawyer Malloy. It's a gain of 8. The gain is to the 27-yard line. Tuesday in the finale of The Amazing Race with $1 million at stake. It's an emotional and heart-stopping race to the finish. Don't miss the amazing season finale of the 3-time Emmy winner Tuesday on CBS, America's #1 network. It is 2nd down and a long 2, and still 5 remain in the secondary. The 5th defensive back is Eric King. The 27. Dillon wrapped up, taken down by Angelo Crowell, the all-time leading tackler at the University of Virginia. There is no gain on the play. And Buffalo, which comes into today having lost 3 straight games, but in games decided by 3 or less. Look at those numbers.
Yep. And if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, take some consolation in the fact that this game could be a lot closer real quick if this offense wakes up.
Brown, the 3rd receiver. It's 3rd down and 2. 5 in the Buffalo secondary. From the 27 for Tom Brady. It's Branch on the fly. Brady caught by Brown. Tackle made by King. The gain to the 31. Gain of 4 and a New England 1st down.
Yeah, as close as these corners from Buffalo are covering the receivers, the combination and the chemistry between these wide receivers and Tom Brady is pretty amazing. I mean, you couldn't have got much better than what King was doing right there on Brown. He was all over him, but Brady just found that little spot to get the ball.
Andre Davis is now the 3rd receiver. Mike Cloud is in the backfield for Brady. It's 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Oh, somebody moved. Was it Gorn or was it Kelsey?
False start, 34, offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
It was neither. It was Cloud.
Cloud twitched a little bit in the backfield, right in the middle of the motion, and Kelsey smartly came across the line of scrimmage when he saw him take that step forward.
So now it's back to the 27-yard line where it's 1st and 15. Penalty at 5 yards. On that defensive line, they've got Kelsey and Sam Adams now just comes in the game. Sape has come in the game on that defensive line for the first time today, and Schober. Cloud remains in the backfield. Davis remains that 3rd receiver. Mike Cloud. He began with Kansas City, dancing on Clemens, who upends him for a gain of 5 on the play. Clemens had that interception before halftime. And here is the NFC playoff picture.
Minnesota is leading in their game, and I really like the job that obviously Lovie Smith's done in Seattle. I mean, in Chicago, Mike Holmgren's done in Seattle, but is anybody going to get Coach of the Year votes besides Tony Dungy if they keep winning?
32-yard line. Dillon is back in. Davis remains the 3rd receiver. 2nd down and 10. 5 in the Buffalo secondary. Sape along with Adams remain on the interior of that defensive line. Brady, good block by Gorn. That's Deion Branch, hauled down by King near the 40-yard line of the Bills. A catch and run of 28 yards. And Deion Branch, a track star at Louisville, comes up with the play. 1st and 10 Patriots.
And almost threw that over King's back. Number 29, King, isn't looking. See that? I mean, he doesn't look back at the quarterback. He doesn't know where the ball is. Tom Brady knows he's not paying attention. And if you see the ball just zip right over the left shoulder of King and into the receiver. I mean, that is some gutsy kind of throw.
Now Brown is the 3rd receiver. It's 1st and 10 for Brady. Little screen pass to Dillon. Good block by Mankins. And he breaks a tackle on the run, getting a block from Brown downfield and knocked out of bounds by Eric King. What horrible tackling by Buffalo. The gain is to the 20. It's a 20-yard catch and run by Corey Dillon at 31 years of age. Looks as fresh as you'd want a guy that age to look at this time of the year.
Corey Dillon looks like he's been in suspended animation, you know, a cryogenics lab, and they thawed him out in time for December to roll around again. You know, he's only half thawed out, and he's in his element. You know, he catches the ball, and the yards he and this offense are getting after the catch are what are really starting to eat away at this defense. That and the rushing yards that Dillon's putting up.
Starting offensive line for today is in. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Bannon now comes in along with Anderson on that defensive line for Buffalo. It's Brady, and it's off the fingertips. It's intercepted by Fletcher. It was off of Watson. It's picked up by Fletcher, who is tackled by Branch. And another interception by Tom Brady, the second one he has thrown today. It's a 20-yard return. It's out to the 30-yard line. Fletcher with the pick.
Remember the 4 interceptions Brady had against Kansas City 2 weeks ago? 3 of them came on tips. That ball's thrown a little high. Cloud tips the ball up. London Fletcher's there to take advantage.
Bring your movies, music, and pictures together with this Dell Dimension desktop with an Intel Pentium 4 processor with HD technology for only $499 after mail-in rebate. And for a limited time, with any Dell Dimension desktop priced $499 or more online, you get free shipping and a free flat panel monitor from the world's #1 source for flat panels. Go online to get other Dell desktops starting at $299 after mail-in rebate. It's more than a great PC, it's a Dell.
A rainy day is my chance to be home. Be a fan. Be a kid. Be lazy. Problem is, there are no rainy days. My life is about never settling. That's why my card is American Express.
The rebirth of Civic, all new from Honda. It'll reverse your thinking.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Dell. It's much more than technology. It's a Dell. American Express, my life, my card. And by the all-new Civic from Honda. It'll reverse your thinking.
Tom Brady's just thrown his second interception. London Fletcher with his 7th career pick, first of the year. Nice day today, and he's got the ball in Buffalo's hands.
J.P. Losman's 3 of 14 so far offensively, and 13 of his 14 passes have gone to wide receivers.
Defensive starters in there for the Patriots. That's Josh Reed in motion, one of 3 receivers with Parrish. 1st and 10 from the 30, and Losman going deep. And looking for Parrish, and that's intercepted by Hobbs. Ellis Hobbs, his 2nd interception in as many games. And that is the 2nd pick thrown by Losman today. And the Patriots will come right back with the ball.
Well, you gotta like the effort of that young defensive back from Iowa State. He's got the confidence. He has the ability. This is a rookie no more. This is experience.
9:32 in the 3rd.
This is titanium, and only Remington can deliver it in their revolutionary titanium shaving system, designed for a shave that's incredibly close and comfortable. Remington Titanium. It could just make all other shavers obsolete.
The Acura MDX. Connect to the modern world, or escape from it.
Built strong. Built comfortable. Built right. Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans. Wrangler, real, comfortable jeans.
I do enjoy drinking Guinness at a tailgating party.
Yes, and I've discovered that the local custom is to wear cheese on your head. So, to fit in, I brought along some hunks of Limburger.
Limburger cheeseheads? Brilliant!
Brilliant!
I'm not so sure we're fitting in.
I smell feet.
Whatever the occasion, drink responsibly.
Brilliant!
Access NFL.com for live scores and stats. And after the games, AOL members get exclusive NFL.com features only on AOL.
A comic's last act.
Am I dead?
Very.
Leads to a haunted comedy club. Ghost Whisperer, CBS Friday.
Fifth consecutive start in his NFL career for rookie Ellis Hobbs. Makes his second interception in the last 2 games. 24-yard line. Tom Brady 1st and 10. This is Corey Dillon. And he is hit and brought down at the 27-yard line and grabbed by Sape. And that's a gain of 4. Wednesday on CBS, what happens on this week's Criminal Minds is so chilling. You'll see why this new hit drama has thrilled more than 59 million viewers. It's a new Criminal Minds. Wednesday, Randy, on CBS, America's #1 network. There he is, Ellis Hobbs. Got 2 interceptions today, but 2 interceptions in the last couple games. 2nd down and 6. Brown is the 3rd receiver. Gibbons and Branch. This is Dillon. He's wrapped up by Crowell, who's having a nice season, taking the place of the injured Takeo Spikes. Loss of a yard, 26-yard line.
This is what this Buffalo defense needs, a stop now to get their offense back the ball, and then maybe the offense can show a little patience, Kevin, because that last time they had the ball showed no patience, just going to the bomb down the field.
We have a down player. That looks like Sape, who is a second-year player with 8:33 to play in the 3rd.
The fighting never ends at GameTap, where you can play hundreds of the greatest video games right from your broadband-connected PC. GameTap. Expand your playground. Get your first 2 weeks free at GameTap.com. Some games rated E to T, not all games rated by the ESRB.
Finally, we're using my credit card miles. They couldn't black us out forever.
But Dad, it's summer.
What are you, a weatherman?
All right, who's up for a little double diamond? Last one down's a coward. I'm okay.
They need a Capital One card.
For easy-to-use rewards, get Capital One no-hassle rewards with no blackouts on any airline anytime.
Kids, look at this!
What's in your wallet?
Tomorrow, I'll take you behind the scenes with Madonna in Tokyo on The Early Show.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And by GameTap. Expand your playground.
Pretty scene here in Buffalo. 31 degrees, a lot of snow. 3rd and 7 coming up.
Forecast snow?
Yes.
I call that current.
Sape is off the field. Anderson takes his place in the defensive line. Falk is in the backfield. 3rd and 7 for Tom Brady. He was at the 27-yard line. The block by Gorin for oh, what a catch by Falk. What a grab in all this snow. He's to the 42. And on the play, he beats the linebacker Fletcher. It's a gain of 16 on 3rd and 7. And that's a grab, the ball to the 42-yard line.
I'm not sure if that ball didn't come loose and bounce off the ground. I'd get right up. Well, they're not gonna, but I'd get up and run it again because that might not have been a reception.
There are 5 in the secondary for the Bills. On the line, they've got Schobel and Kelsey, Adams and Anderson. 1st and 10, 42-yard line. Corey Dillon is in the backfield for Tom Brady.
What a combination in the backfield there, Kevin, with Falk and Dillon and what they're doing today.
I totally agree. Here comes Brady. Plenty of time. This is had all day. This is caught by David Gibbons. who led the team in receiving a year ago, and he wheels his way down to the 19-yard line. He's brought down by Clemens and by Crowell. Vincent was there as well. A 40-yard gain, another New England first down.
David Givens out of Notre Dame told us last night, I'm just now starting to be back. You know, I played last week, and I made some catches, but I wasn't able to really turn her loose. And you can see here, when he starts running like that after the catch, if you've watched David Givens, you know that's him turning it loose.
It's at the 18-yard line. There are 3 receivers out there with Dillon in the backfield, 1st and 10. Givens on the move and offers a block for Corey Dillon. Dancing by Clemens, shoved out of bounds by Lawyer Malloy. 10-yard line and a gain of 8 on the play. They love Corey.
Yeah, but Corey Dillon, how about that little straight arm he gave Clemens?
Somebody must have spilled something on him. Did you see that look?
Yeah, I don't think it was hot cocoa.
No.
But that was a great straight arm he gives Clemens right here. See this one? Big,
Yep.
Like, get away from me. He gains his yards. He goes out of bounds, hits the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Guy tries to take the ball.
Yeah,
he didn't
right.
spill it. Get anything. Look,
Yeah. Oh, he did, and he got the ball.
Oh.
And then he spilled the coffee on his 2nd down and 2. With a handoff to Kevin Falk, who was brought down by Crowell. Gain of 4. Mark him at the 6.
Well, they talked in the past about players throwing the ball into the stands.
Yeah, they used to fine him for that.
That used to be finable.
Yeah.
If a guy takes it, would it have been finable?
No.
It's still losing the ball.
No. Dillon is back in. Falk has been taken out. Still 5 in the secondary for the Buffalo Bills. They've played that way all game long. 1st and goal at the 5.
Very out of character. Last time in this territory, they turned this ball over.
Around the 3rd receiver goes to Troy Brown outside. He gets by King, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. What a move by 34-year-old Troy Brown, the 2nd all-time leading Patriot receiver.
And another Patriot takes advantage of questionable tackling. First, it was Corey Dillon giving a little straight arm to Clements on the outside. Troy Brown, the inside slot receiver, just kind of slots back. Little quick block, little straight arm to King. And 6 points for the Patriots. That was just perfect execution on an extremely simple play. Just a little throwback pass to the slot.
So the Patriots cash in on the Ellis Hobbs interception of Losman. A 5-yard touchdown pass to Brown. His 2nd touchdown reception of the year. Vinatieri tacks on 1 more, and the world champions looking every bit the champion today, up 21-0.
Absolutely, and the way they're doing it, execution, pure execution.
Okay, when we're all done, I'm calling Mom, Mom calls Glenn, Glenn calls Kim.
I'm calling him.
Glenn calls Kim.
Who's calling me?
I'm calling you.
And I'm calling him.
Exactly. Good.
Wait,
What?
we don't have cell phones.
I don't have a cell phone.
Actually, I don't have a cell phone either.
This holiday, surprise someone in your family with this amazing LG camera phone with flash and speakerphone and get a 2nd camera phone free. 2 great phones for 1 great price. Call us, visit us online, or stop by a Verizon Wireless communications store.
Everyone know who they're calling?
No.
Great.
Verizon Wireless.
I was always going. Having to go in the middle of traffic and just starting and stopping. Having to go in the middle of a ball game and then not being able to go once I got there. And going at night. Going and going. I thought I had a going problem. My doctor said I had a growing problem. It wasn't my bladder. My prostate was growing. I had an enlarging prostate. My doctor prescribed Avodart.
Most medicines only treat symptoms. Avodart, with time, actually shrinks the prostate and improves urinary symptoms.
So I can go more easily when I need to go, and go less often.
Only your doctor can tell if your symptoms are from an enlarged prostate and not a more serious condition such as prostate cancer, so have regular prostate exams. Avodart is for men only. Women should not take or handle Avodart due to the risk of a specific birth defect. Tell your doctor if you have liver disease. Rarely, sexual side effects, tenderness, or swelling of the breast can occur. Call your doctor today. Avodart for your growing problem.
CBS Tuesday, a reality show. Boot camp babes firing machine guns while wearing bikinis. Just turned deadly.
She OD'd on PCP.
New diet apps.
I think we're looking at death by clown cake.
Over 50 million viewers love NCIS.
You guys are really beautiful and great.
Reality TV at its finest. New NCIS Tuesday.
Kevin Harlan with three-time Pro Bowler Randy Cross. Look at Troy Brown.
Is he short enough his feet don't touch the ground when he sits on that bench? Did you see that?
Maybe by design.
Who's dangling?
Vinatieri kicks it off after Brown hauled in a 5-yard touchdown pass at the 15-yard line. This is Terrence McGee. And he was tripped up by Stone and then hit by Don Davis. At about the 44-yard line, a 29-yard return. Well, next Saturday, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, it's an early season rivalry game when Rick Pitino's Louisville Cardinals tangle with Tubby Smith's Kentucky Wildcats. That's right here on CBS, America's #1 network.
I got it. I think this Buffalo offense needs J.J. Redick. Because from as far out as he was hitting yesterday, he could help these guys.
That kid had great range. Boy, he played well. What a game that was as Duke, as you saw yesterday on CBS, beat #2 Texas.
Like they stole something.
1st and 10, blocked by McGahee, then he is sacked. Losman goes down. Richard Seymour came like a freight train up the middle. Loss of 7 on the play. Mark him back to the 36. Losman did not know what hit him.
Richard Seymour right here, just going to come right steaming up the middle. Hesitate and then go. No one blocked Richard Seymour. You know, I'm not the sharpest tack in the drawer, but I would make sure somebody always blocks Richard Seymour. I don't care if I got to bring a 12th guy off the bench, I got to block Richard Seymour.
4 in the New England secondary. 2nd down and 17. They need the 47 of the Patriots. McGahee gets the fake, and then they toss it to McGahee. Gets a block from Valerio. Gets a block from Benny Anderson. And then the tackle is made by Mike Vrabel after a gain of 5 at the 41-yard line. As we take you to New York and Greg Gumbel.
All right, Kevin, thank you. In Cincinnati, Carson Palmer from 4 yards out for T.J. Houshmandzadeh for the first time all day. The Bengals have the lead, 20-17 over the Cleveland Browns. Final seconds of the 3rd quarter, guys.
You know, the Bengals can clinch a division title with a win and a Pittsburgh loss. But Pittsburgh, last we saw, was beating Chicago.
Kevin, that last completion by Losman to McGahee was the first completion to a running back for the Buffalo Bills.
3rd down and 12. Shad Williams has come in to join McGahee back in the gun with Losman and a whistle blown.
Well, motion on the Buffalo offense.
Now it's 3rd and 17, Randy.
False start, 69. Offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
It was a busy day in the NFL today. If you were watching, taking a look at the playoff possibilities. And here's what Shannon Sharp had to say, talking about Jacksonville and San Diego and Kansas City and Pittsburgh. Dan had this to say
Pittsburgh and Jacksonville.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Washington, well, I think there's a better chance of Boomer quarterbacking the playoffs than there are Washington getting in the playoffs.
3rd and 17. Patriots still have 4 in the secondary. Make it 5. They've added 1 more. That's Hank Poteet in there as a 5th defensive back. Losman throws. It's a pass that Poteet breaks up, and he was just whistled and flagged on the play guarding the rookie Roscoe Parrish. There's a 2nd flag that came out, both at about the 42-yard line in Patriot territory.
Remember earlier when King had the ball thrown over his shoulder?
Yes.
Pass interference, 32. Defense, automatic 1st down, spot of the foul.
Well, when King had the ball thrown over his shoulder, unlike what Poteet does here, King never looked, and King never reacted. Poteet kind of looks back, but he reacts as he's putting his arms up, and he actually contacts the receiver before the ball gets there. That's a nice call. That is pass interference.
Now basic 3-4 defense, 4 in the secondary. 23-yard penalty in essence to the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 as Losman throws outside, caught by Sam Aiken. And he's jousting out there with Asante Samuel, who has an interception in his bag today. That is a gain of 7. And Randy, they're going to mark him at the 32.
And for those of you that might just join this game, remember Eric Moulds was suspended Thursday by the owner Ralph Wilson for 1 game without pay, and he has not been in this game. And the story offensively has been about really 2 effective drives, 1 towards the end of the half and now 1 here in the 3rd quarter.
2nd and 3 from the 33. McGahee gets the call, and then he is belted by Ty Warren, who steamrolls him at about the 34-yard line, and there's not much gain there. In fact, they're going to throw him for a 1-yard loss. A 1-yard loss as the markers on the field, the hash marks, are becoming blurry with all the snow.
I think this rush defense needed a little confidence for New England, and if that's the case, the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills were just what the doctor ordered for their confidence, because they've done a very effective job, led by Richard Seymour and that fine linebacking crew, of stopping this rushing attack for both teams.
5 in the secondary. They take out Stone. They bring in Poteet and Sanders. 3rd down and 3. Couple tight ends for the Buffalo Bills, Campbell and Ewis. And that is a catch by Campbell. That's Cleveland Brown, 31-yard line. He'll be close to a first. I think he's got it. Yeah.
It's a first.
And the tackle was made by Eugene Wilson, gain of 4.
Because this snow is just starting to get to the point where it's going to obscure lines, but he got all the way to the 30-yard line, and then the chain was on the 31 for that first down, so he made it by a good yard.
Ty Warren is on that defensive line. They've also got Seymour and Wilfork. That is the starters, and they're out there right now. And there's a player down. Looks like Eugene Wilson out of Illinois, second-year player. He's trying to grab his third-year player, I should say, out of Illinois.
What's he grabbing?
Grabbing his breath.
Oh, okay.
Trying to figure out what ran into him. It was Mark Campbell, who's missed a couple games because of an injury for the Buffalo Bills. He had a hamstring.
I was just curious. I kind of wondered where you were going. So that was a nice tackle. He is grabbing something.
His breath. Of course, it might be hard. Did you like playing in games like this?
I loved it.
Did you?
I love it. The colder, the better. Because you got to remember, I grew up. I was born in New York, but I grew up in L.A. So when it was cold and it was snowy, that was the only time I got to see snow and be in the cold. You know, I figured, you know, for 3 hours I could do darn near anything. And luckily for me, I never had to take hits like that. And Eugene Wilson put that lick on Campbell and was more of a taker than a giver in that contact.
Think of that NFC Championship game you played in back in '88. It was, what, 30 degrees below zero with the wind chill factor?
Well, the great thing was hearing about bear weather all day the day before the game.
Sure. 1st and 10. Parrish is the third receiver. McGahee is in the backfield. There are 4 in the backfield defensively for the Patriots. Sanders has taken the place of Wilson. And there is a pass which is caught by Lee Evans, who had the 3 touchdown receptions last week in Miami. He's down to the 11-yard line, and the tackle was made on the play by Warren and Bruschi. It's a gain of 19 and a first down.
Now here's an example of old JP versus new JP. Old JP would have done something like this and run on this corner. When he escapes and he's in motion, he does a great job of footwork, of body position. He's got a strong arm, and he's very accurate on the move.
13-yard line, 1st and 10. The rookie Sanders still taking the place of Eugene Wilson. A couple tight ends in there, and this is a McGahee run, which goes for naught. Nice play by Ty Warren, plugging up the gap. No gain on the play.
You see runs like that, it just sort of reinforces the fact that maybe you want to throw a little bit more. You're down by 3 touchdowns, and I understand the mentality sometimes, like we saw the Jets last week, who ran a lot, and I think a lot of that was by necessity because of their injuries on the offensive side of the ball. I don't think Buffalo has quite that excuse. There's no reason not to let this kid just start chunking it.
Sanders remains for Wilson. 2nd down 11, 14-yard line. Parrish is the third receiver as they empty the backfield for Losman. Here comes McGinnis, and there goes Losman with Wilfork on his tail, and he throws it away a couple yards out of bounds.
You get Wilfork on your tail, you're going to move your tail.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't, he's going to knock it over the bench.
He's going to check out, and Green will take his place. They'll bring in a 5th defensive back.
See how fast Willie McGinnis came off that corner?
Yes.
What a great job of guessing by the veteran linebacker McGinnis, because he was lined up as a linebacker, started to walk towards the line of scrimmage and hit that thing on the run.
Well, Wilfork comes back out, and Warren will join him, so they don't make any changes on defense. 3-4 in the secondary, 3rd down and 11. Damian Shelton is coming as the fullback. And there's a block by McGahee. That's a bad pass by Losman. It's uncatchable by Evans. It is now 4th down.
What a job by James Sanders. You talked about McGahee making a block. I'm not sure if he didn't just launch Sanders right into his quarterback's face. He goes to cut him. Sanders never slows down and just knifes him in half right in the waist. That was a great all-out effort by Sanders.
Well, here is Rian Lindell, and he'll be trying a field goal. He has never had a field goal attempt block. A 32-yard try with 28 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. McGee's kickoff return to the 43 gave him a pretty good field position, and he did not get it. Missed it wide left. Can you believe this for the Buffalo Bills? And a defensive victory for the New England Patriots, who are still pitching a shutout.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with this decision on 4th and 11 to go for the kick. The ball starts on the left third and then draws from there. And you work as hard as you do on a drive like that, it just tears a little bit of your guts out if you're J.P. Losman.
Losman has thrown 2 interceptions. Brady has thrown 2 interceptions. Patriots have got 2 rushing touchdowns, and Brady has thrown a touchdown pass of 5 yards.
Buffalo's been in the red zone twice today and no points.
Wow.
1 turnover and then 1 missed field goal for Mike Mularkey's offense.
So Brown and Branch and Gibbons are the 3 receivers. It's 1st down and 10. Dillon is in the backfield. 21-yard line. This is Corey Dillon. Schobel's got him around the waist and brings him down. Loss of 2 on the play. And that takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter.
Schobel looking like he's bulldogging back in his ranch in Texas.
That's right, yeah.
Where he raises trees.
Former WAC Defensive Player of the Year at TCU. Shutout for the Patriot defense, 21-0. The world champs. This is America's #1 network, CBS.
It's a place to see sharks feeding. But what's causing them to attack people more often?
I was stuck, and I knew I was going to die.
60 Minutes, tonight.
Don't miss the dramatic and emotional Survivor finale and live reunion show, CBS Tonight.
Sunday Ticket is brought to you by IBM.
You the help desk?
What seems to be the problem, officer?
Traffic.
Traffic?
Traffic.
What do you need?
What do you got?
I got wireless sensors and congestion flow modeling.
What'll it do?
Cut down traffic.
Will it work?
Works.
Nice work.
Just doing my job. Have a nice day.
2 fugitive princes. One wants to free his people. The other to dominate them. One seeks justice. The other seeks power. The trouble is, they're the same man. One warrior, 2 souls. Prince of Persia, The 2 Thrones. Available now. Rated M for mature.
I'm just so disappointed, especially after you had such a strong performance against the Colts. Willie, you've been dancing in this league 13 years, child. I've never seen anything like that. I don't know what that was.
Shannon.
I agree with Debbie. This just was not Kansas City Chiefs dancing.
I kept thinking, I hope Willie Lanier isn't watching this.
Okay, thank you, Kansas City.
Tennessee Titans coming up next.
A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird.
Hey, you know that one guy in the Santa outfit with the yellow glasses?
Yeah.
Bono and U2 were here the other night.
That's
it looks
right,
like
they
him
were.
in disguise.
Yeah. 2nd down and 12 as we begin the 4th quarter with Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan. Brady with a touchdown pass and a touchdown run. Dillon had a touchdown run. That's our score. As we start the 4th quarter, there was a flag thrown. It's on New England.
False start, 88, offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
It's on Fauria. This is the first place team in the AFC East by 2 games, New England. They've won 3 of their last 4. If they win today, coupled with the Miami loss at San Diego, they will win the AFC East. 2nd down, 17. They need the 32. 3rd receiver is Brown. Gibbons, and they've also got Andre Davis out there from the Cleveland Brown. Fake to Dillon. And here's the pass, and it's caught by Gibbons, who is tackled on the play by Clemens. The gain is to the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 13 yards. Not quite a 1st down, but closer.
And with the pressure that Tom Brady got, it turned out to be a heck of a throw because he was smacked pretty good, but he perfectly led Gibbons, who had escaped Clemens by a couple of steps.
No changes as we begin this 4th quarter on the offensive line of the New England Patriots. And with that 15-yard penalty tacked on, it is a first down. It was to the 42, 43-yard line.
It was a personal foul against the Buffalo Bills defense. I think it was a blow to the head to Tom Brady on that pass rush.
Schobel. 5 remain in the secondary. We've seen that all game long for the Buffalo Bills. 43-yard line, 1st and 10. Here comes Dillon, who submarines his way to the 47, brought down by Fletcher on a gain of 5. Well, 5 years ago, you may recall these same two teams met under similar conditions here in Buffalo. Field iced over and no one could even stand. There were 9 fumbles in the game, and finally Adam Vinatieri kicked an overtime field goal to win it, 13-10 for New England.
So this is kind of tropical, huh?
Well, sure, for these teams it is, sure. 2nd down and 5, 47-yard line. Davis and Branch and Gibbons the receivers. In the backfield, that's almost caught by Branch. Incomplete. Clemens was over there kind of watching things transpire. It'll bring up a 3rd and 5. Well, the playoff picture in the AFC. Kansas City and Dallas have got a big meeting today down in Texas.
And Pittsburgh is playing Chicago. They were leading last time I saw. And the first round of the playoffs might be these two right here getting together, Jacksonville and New England. That first round, because Jacksonville is going to easily have that top record when it comes to wild card teams, 12-4 probably.
Denny, Schobel. We've also got Kelsey and Adams out there, 3rd and a long 5. Falk is in the backfield with Brady. Brown remains the 3rd receiver. Tom Brady caught. What a catch it is by Falk. And Fletcher brings him down. And the gain is to the 40-yard line or thereabouts as the field is getting covered. A 13-yard pickup on 3rd and 5. Falk was terrific last week against the Jets. He's been even better this afternoon.
Yeah, and you know, they just seem to have more fun in this weather. I know we're talking about this weather a lot, but when we talked yesterday to Richard Seymour, I mentioned that it looked like you guys look like little kids playing in the snow. And he says, well, there's a lot to that. You know, we do have more fun. And what amazes me about this team's execution is Brady does it barehanded for a California kid. I know he played at Michigan, but I guarantee you at heart he's still a California guy.
Davis brought back in as a 3rd receiver. It's a handoff to Dillon, who's brought down by Lawyer Malloy at the 36-yard line and a gain of 4.
He's got his hand warmers, but he's got the one hand, does not have a glove on it. Now, before the game, we were watching him warm up, and Doug Flutie, who's famous for playing up in Canada, MVP, multiple Grey Cup wins, and it didn't take his hands long to get cold. He blew them right away, but he gave the glove to Tom, and Tom tried it in warm-ups. But you remember back Flutie was using like a diamond, not a diamond studded, but a real tacky glove before.
2nd and 6, handoff to Dillon. He was tripped up by Malloy and finished off by Fletcher and Denny. It's a 11-yard gain, and trying to read out the numbers here. It's down to the 25-yard line, and it's a first down. Tonight on 60 Minutes, a place called Shark Central, where you can see sharks feeding. What's causing them to attack people so often? You'll find out tonight on 60 Minutes, television's #1 news magazine, tonight on CBS.
Wouldn't you think if you knew some place was called Shark Central, if you were a swimmer or a you might not want to go there?
Right. 24-yard line. And Falk is in the slot, one of the 4 receivers deployed by Brady, and that play is stopped, and flags are down.
Another motion.
Blown. Yeah.
Another motion penalty.
See it a lot. More so, it seems like, this year than ever before.
False start, 68, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Tom Ashworth. 28 New England first downs today, and now we're getting a historical feel right there.
With about 12 minutes left in the game,
yeah,
too.
A lot of time left. The nose of the football is beyond the 30. Officially at the 29-yard line, 1st and 15. Falk in the backfield and 5 in the secondary for Buffalo. And this is Kevin Falk. Good block by Davis, but then the defense collapsing, and it's a tackle by Schobel. And it's a gain of 3. And now mark the ball at about the 26, Randy.
Puts them into an obvious passing situation, which we've seen today. They could get anything out of Brady in this offense, because Mike Mularkey has watched Tom Brady and the New England Patriots not only throw deep over the middle, throw deep down the sideline, synchronize passes to Falk, they've also done a lot of screen passes in this situation.
Adams is out. Justin Bannon is in. Second down, 12. Falk is in the slot. And one of the 4 receivers sent out by Tom Brady. He's thrown a touchdown pass today. There's a catch by Troy Brown. That's where he threw the touchdown pass to on a 5-yard score. McGee makes the tackle. The gain is 10, and they're at the, I'm going to say about the 19-yard line. Although the hash mark is, hey, look at this. I like this. Keep doing it. Get those hash marks available to us, too.
Just want to make sure you can tell which line is which.
That's exactly right. It's 3rd and 3. It's 3rd down and 3. New England has converted their last 7 third downs today.
And it was a very unmanageable 2nd down that turned into a very manageable 3rd down.
Dillon is back in the game. Brown is the 3rd receiver. This is Corey Dillon. A block by Mankins, and a good one it was. He turns the corner and gets the 1st down. Run out of bounds by McGee. It's a gain of 6. What a nice block by the rookie out of Fresno State, Logan Mankins.
So how was Brady's week?
Well, it was pretty good. He was named the Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year and received that award Tuesday in New York City. This was kind of surprising to me. He's the first NFL player to win the award since Joe Montana back in 1990.
Yeah, the guy that he basically grew up in the Bay Area idolizing.
Right.
And a lot of good contenders for that award this year. I mean, one of them would have been probably Roger Federer in tennis.
13-yard line. It's a 1st and 10. It's a gain of 2 for Dillon, who carries it for the 22nd time and now has 105 yards, Randy, on the day.
You know, how much does that remind you of Antoine Smith 3 or 4 years ago?
Good comparison.
And Corey Dillon last year. It comes to the end of the season. It hits December, and they go into low gear. You know, they'll open the game in 5th gear like a Ferrari, but they close the game in granny gear like a pickup truck towing something. Bill Belichick wants to slam you with the ball and just go away with it clockwise.
Adams back on the defensive line for Buffalo, which also has 5 in the secondary. 12th play of the New England drive, 2nd down and 10. And that is caught near the 5-yard line. Grabbed by Branch. Tackle made by Crowell. It's a gain of 10, very close to a 1st down, and again at about the 3 or 4 yard line.
An interesting comment from Bill Belichick last night when we talked to him. He says, you know, I do go outside with my team and practice with them, but I have all the confidence in the world in their toughness and their resilience. So we don't practice outside all the time, but just once in a while when we need to. They practice outside a little bit this week. You don't always get everything you want out of an outdoor practice, but it does get you acclimated to operating in those conditions. Bill Belichick's out there actually literally on the field looking for an explanation or making a comment. I mean, well onto the field.
And they're shy of a 1st down, as you can see. He was down to the 10 and almost at the numbers, and the numbers are about, what, 19 yards from the sideline or so?
Yeah, well, if our point of reference and depth perception gets a little off and the field goes white, how do you think it looks from the sideline?
I don't know.
He can't tell if it's on the 12-yard line or the 2-yard line from where he is.
And there's our man who's making those yard lines
Stevie the shovel.
For us. Yeah. This guy has now worked his way from the goal line out to the 30. Speaking of the shovel guy. The ball is at the 3, and it's going to be 3rd and inches.
And they brought out the cleat cleaner, and you see the cleat cleaners are going off the field, and they had the cleat cleaners out there, not for mud, obviously, on this field, because the snow and the ice was caking in the players' shoes. On this surface, you wear almost a basketball-type shoe up to a regular cleat, and depending on what kind you have, you need to clean it out with the spikes of that cleat cleaner.
Dan Klecko is in the game. He'll be the fullback. There are 3 in the secondary. They've added another linebacker, Mario Hagan, as Brady on a quarterback keeper. Submarines to the 1, has the 1st down. It's 1st and goal.
Well, we've sure seen him get some serious yards on some quarterback sneaks. Brady again gets up limping. See him goes to his right. He gets kind of kicked and slashed and smushed there.
Our statistician Pat McGrath tells me that's the 3rd time on 3rd down he's run for a 1st.
And then also he also has a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, exactly. 3 yards earlier in the game. It is 1st and goal at the 2. Klecko is still in the game. He is in front of Dillon, the fake to both, and here is Brady to the end zone, an easy Fauria touchdown reception. And it is Brady's second touchdown pass today, a 2-yarder.
Christian Fauria, I got to brag on him a little bit. Went to my high school, Crespi High School in Encino down in Southern California, and our alma mater won a division of the high school football down there again for the second year in a row. And he was there in school. He was a great wide receiver type / tight end. Now he's turned into a very reliable, blocking, sure-handed tight end in the NFL.
Comes up with his second touchdown reception of the season.
And whatever that was.
Yeah. Vinatieri will try to tack on one more. Fauria with his second
I said we went to the same high school. I didn't claim everything about him.
Good. Boy, are they streaming out of this stadium. Tom Brady with his second touchdown pass. Patriots circling over their 8th win of the season.
'Tis the season for tools. S. Claus.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Starts out cold, ends up refreshing. Coors Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Take a chance and play your part. Make romance, it might break your heart. But if you think that time will change your ways, don't wait too long. Don't wait.
Ready for a tasty bargain? Check this out. The 99-cent KFC Snacker. 100% hand-floured chicken breast, pepper mayo, and crisp lettuce freshly prepared on a sesame seed bun. Now your dollar goes further at KFC.
For this exotic dancer, it's lights out.
Might be something in there.
Let me know if you find anything. I'll get my boots.
And
Howard Hughes of the computer industry.
murder in a panic room.
How does somebody get in a locked vault with only one door?
What the hell's going on?
Can you hear me?
A new CSI New York, CBS Wednesday.
With Randy Cross, this is Kevin Harlan. Score, I think, is pretty indicative of what we've seen today. Brady on that last drive, 5 of 6. And he had a 2-yard touchdown pass to Christian Fauria. He had another touchdown pass before that to Brown. So the Patriots have scored in their last 2 possessions. And here is the ensuing kickoff by Adam Vinatieri. And this is McGee at about the 1-yard line. Number 1 kickoff return man in the NFL, Terrence McGee. He gets by Cloud. He's chased by Chatham. And he got stoned down the side by Michael Stone at about the 35-yard line. That's a 33-yard return.
It ain't just the weather out here that's frightful. The Bills are doing a pretty good job of being that too.
Yes. Clock at 8:08 in the 4th.
Is this the help desk?
Yes, it is.
We need help.
With what?
It's always
These emails are relentless. I understand. Farmer, designer, weaver, buyer, shipper, seller.
Okay, what do you got?
You need a customized integrated real-time web portal.
A what?
To get you on the same page.
Perfect.
Who are you? Shepherd.
Technology has made your morning easier. Why not your shave? The new Philips Norelco Smart Touch XL is designed to shave more, with 3 shaving rings in each shaving head. And it stays on your neck, so even tricky hairs are cut. Make every stroke count.
There's something you should know about colds. Claritin D is so effective, it even relieves nasal congestion due to colds. Non-drowsy, long-lasting, Claritin D. Now your cold congestion can be Claritin Clear.
Dad, I see packages coming in from Shanghai today.
Yeah, Oracle I know, 200, and 80 from Portland tomorrow morning.
What?
It's UPS. See, now I get a detailed report of all their shipments coming in.
Huh.
I've already notified production and alerted sales.
Well, I can't compete with that.
Yeah, that's why you're being reassigned to accounting. Oh, my stapler.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the LeBrons and NikeBasketball.com. IBM, become an on-demand business. IBM can help. And by UPS, what can Brown do for you?
Well, they love their Bills, who are down 28-0 to the world champs. It's 1st and 10 after the return by Terrence McGee to the 34. Losman and one hops it to Parrish, incomplete. The coverage on the play by Eugene Wilson, who's back in there. And I know for Patriot fans, that is good news. He left earlier with an injury. Well, coming up next, the playoff shakedown continues. It's Kansas City and Dallas. Crucial game there. Some of you will see the Dolphins and Chargers. If the Dolphins lose, New England will win the East. Ravens battle the Broncos, too. Check local listings. They're looking right now at Tom Brady in that, thinking left knee, which has been bothering him all game long, maybe the ankle. 2nd down and 10. Starters are still out there defensively for New England. Sean Williams is in the backfield for the Buffalo Bills. Outside it goes to Lee Evans and grabbed by Rosie Colvin, who grabbed the hand warmer and tore it off. No gain on the play. And down is Ellis Hobbs, who had an interception earlier in the game. And I got to be honest, I didn't see what happened to him. There's a timeout, and there's 7:49 to play. We're in the 4th quarter. They're going to assist Hobbs off the field.
96 Star takes the lead. We got it.
Open woodlands to feed until November, only to return again to the Serengeti with the first round.
DLP picture technology is here. HD TV that's so razor sharp and lifelike, you're there. Be sure your next TV has DLP technology from Texas Instruments. It doesn't get any more real than this.
What's going on? We don't know how many converters we have inside. We don't know where our trucks are, and no one knows where Mackler is.
6,000 converters. Trucks are at I-4, exit 9. Mackler, where are you?
In the airport.
Get a Nextel walkie-talkie phone for $24.99 and connect with over 17 million people. Nextel is available at Sprint or Nextel stores. Sprint together with Nextel.
This holiday, get them the real thing. The CRFFs from Honda. Engineered for years of trouble-free performance. Everything else is just a toy. For just $29 a month, bring home a genuine Honda CRFF and really make their holiday. Plus, get $200 in bonus bucks.
Who will win the toughest survivor ever? Stephanie, loser turned favorite. Rafe, the mistake-free player. Danny, a determined winner. Or Lydia, the underdog. Don't miss 2 heart-stopping hours and 1 ultimate winner. See why nearly 60 million viewers have made Survivor the #1 reality show. The finale and live reunion, CBS tonight.
That is the left leg, the bandaged leg of Tom Brady, who is having a lot of medical assistance on the sideline. We're taking a look at it, but I think he's enjoying the music and the snow and a win.
Well, he had that pad there on the left side of his leg. It looks like he probably got kicked or hit there on the leg. Side of the calf. There's a nerve that runs down the side of your leg there.
Hank Poteet has come in for Ellis Hobbs just to update Hobbs.
You talk about this football team. This has been a football team that has thrived. And when they win the games, they should win. When they play a team that doesn't have a winning record, they droll.
Colvin will be as a down defensive lineman, so 4 right there, but it means 4 in the secondary. 3rd and 10. Sean Williams is back there with Joe Burns as running backs, and Colvin has a sack. Rosie Colvin just devours Losman. It's back at the 28. 2nd sack today for the New England Patriots. Colvin registers his 5th, a Patriot leading 5th of the year.
Well, just as Colvin and this defense are feeding on Losman and the Bills, they've pretty much fed on the bottom. this year when they've played teams with losing records. 5-0, we'll make them 6-0, counting this game, and 2-5 against teams with a winning record. And that's why they've got to get things together here in New England. Because you only play teams, newsflash, only teams with winning records make the playoffs. So you better get a better record against winning teams.
There's Dwight Mormon with the grab at the 28. Down by Rashad Baker. Doug Flutie will be coming out for the Patriots. 7:02 in the fourth.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. From our family to yours, we wish you a very safe and happy holiday season.
Come out and play! I can't! I'm playing nut! But there's portable nut! What? Yeah! It's a nut you can play with outside!
PSP. It's like a nut you can play with outside.
It's a comfortable feeling, knowing your annuity from Prudential can bring you a check every month for the life of your retirement. Prudential Financial, growing and protecting your wealth for retirement.
Don't miss the hit drama CSI Miami, CBS tomorrow.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Prudential Financial. Choose Prudential Financial to help grow and protect your wealth. And by Budweiser. Bright, crisp, clean, pure. This is Budweiser. This is beer.
With Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan, Snowy Buffalo, 7:02 fourth quarter. Doug Flutie, 43-year-old Doug Flutie, an ex-Bill, has taken the place of Tom Brady.
And back to Buffalo here, where the Flutie Flakes were born. The Doug Flutie Foundation was born here in Buffalo, and it means some special things to be back here in Buffalo for Doug Flutie.
Mike Cloud is in against the handoff. He's brought down by Terrence McGee as he crosses the 30 and slides near the 31 on a gain of 2. Yeah, it really can be said that Flutie's career in the NFL, at least, was reborn here in Buffalo.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, all those years in Canada, 8 seasons in Canada, where he seemed to constantly be the MVP and constantly be involved in Grey Cup wins for his Canadian teams up there.
And I always think of him winning the Heisman too. With Bush winning it last night, you think about Flutie winning the Heisman at Boston College.
Absolutely. And I associate him with this kind of weather.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And always being able to throw. This guy has had an amazing arm. He's not the tallest guy in the world, obviously. But with those glass cutter gloves he uses, he can grip that ball and he can throw it.
Second down and 8. Here's what he did in Buffalo, running. And then he is brought down on the play by Chris Kelsey around the ankles. Gain of 2 near the 32-yard line. Look at 43. He still runs pretty well, doesn't he?
Survival instinct doesn't leave you at any age. It's just your ability to avoid things gets a little bit older. But Kelsey does a wonderful job of pursuing down the field, down the line, because Doug Flutie's still pretty quick.
Heisman Trophy winner, 98 Pro Bowl, took the team to the 98-99 playoffs here in Buffalo. It's 3rd down and 6. Davis is one of the 4 receivers with Cloud at the side of Flutie, and the Hochstein snap coming up in the shotgun for Flutie. There's those gloves. And it's caught by Davis. The pass complete. And the tackle made by McGee. He's close to a first down. I think they got it, in fact. I think they got the first down at about the 39. Yep, give it to him.
You know, third down completions and third down conversions can be pretty misleading, but that's 10 straight third downs where they stayed on the field.
Good number.
And 11 of 14 today. So, see, he'll find a way to downgrade that. It's a pretty amazing performance, but obviously those 2 interceptions are something that he can work on.
And 5 defensive backs. They've got Adams and Anderson and Kelsey and Denny on that defensive line for Buffalo. 1st and 10. Mike Cloud got away from Anderson. There's a block by Davis. And finally, the tackle is made by Vincent after a gain of 8. And let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Kevin, in Jacksonville, the Jaguars behind David Garrard trying to rally. He goes 5 yards for a touchdown to close to within 26-10. They recovered the onside kick, but there are less than 3 minutes to play in Jacksonville. Indy looking good to stay undefeated, guys.
Well, if I'm going to give a sliver of hope, Jacksonville has trailed in 7 of their 9 wins. I don't think it's going to happen today, but that's what's remaining for the Colts.
And if the Colts do indeed go undefeated, you can't say they didn't earn it. I mean, obviously, having the biggest challenge is your last game being Arizona. They can win the next 2 games after downing Jacksonville, which I think they will. They'll be 16-0. But remember something important about that. This ain't about being 16-0. It ain't about being 17-0. It ain't about being 18-0. You have to be 19-0, because if you don't win the Super Bowl, all this hyperventilating means absolutely nothing.
Player is down for Buffalo, and we cannot spot a number for you, unfortunately, at about the 46-yard line. Maybe we can see it on the replay who it is.
Well, it's Troy Vincent on one side and Cloud on the other, and Posey inside.
I think Ryan, well, I don't want to say. I think it might be Ryan Denny. It was, and he is up. Former 2nd-round pick out of BYU. Tonight is Survivor Sunday on CBS. After 60 minutes, see the final challenges and the final vote that will make one survivor a millionaire. Followed by the live reunion. That's tonight on CBS, which is America's #1 network. It is a 2nd down. There are 2 to go as Brady watches with the touchdown run himself and a couple touchdown passes. Flutie taking his place in the waning moments of this game. 47-yard line. Cloud remains in the backfield. White is the receiver along with Davis and Bethel Johnson. A threesome we have not seen in the game at the same time today. 5 in the secondary for the Buffalo Bills. Anderson has taken the place of the injured Ryan Denny. Cloud. Anderson made the stop. Anderson is a player out of Ohio State. Loss of 3. And now it goes back to the 43-yard line.
You know, the Patriots now coming down the road. We looked at the Colts' schedule. Tampa Bay. That is going to be a tough challenge. That's an excellent defense coming into Foxborough next week to face the New England Patriots. If you're a New England Patriot fan, you have to just root for a lot of this kind of weather, because you have to guess one team. Remember the streaks that Tampa never had? You know, about going up to Green Bay and being in the cold weather. They haven't been a team that traditionally has handled that well. So Bill Belichick and company got a Southern group coming in for their biggest challenge of their last 3 games. 3rd and a long 5. Flutie has got Cloud at his side. Same receivers as the previous play for Doug Flutie. He's on the move and throws a pass which is dropped. Dropped by Tim Dwight, who is their punt returner and a guy who played at San Diego before that with the Atlanta Falcons. And so they've got a punt. Flutie does an excellent job of creating with his feet and running to set up the pass. And Tim Dwight had to turn until sort of semi-stop, and ball kind of handcuffed him. Punt coming up from Josh Miller, having a good season. We told you #1 in the National Football League as he's punting today in some pretty adverse circumstances. The conditions have been like this most of the afternoon. Paxton with the long snap. Roscoe Parrish drifting back to about his 8-yard line. And finds a little seam and gets a block on the play. And Parrish is brought down by Vrabel and by Don Davis, crossing into Patriot territory at the 49-yard line. A punt of 48 yards, but a Parrish return of 44. And he knew right where he was going the second he caught that ball. Gets an excellent kick-out block right after he catches it. Watch the kick-out right here. Bang, kick-out, go. And that's just pure speed from there on. And this young rookie out of Miami is going to be more and more involved in the offense as his career goes on. He's an unbelievable talent. One of the hard things now is finding exactly what to do with him. Running out of defensive backs because Ellis Hobbs is injured. Troy Brown is in the secondary for the New England Patriots. And they've got 5 back there right now.
Losman 1st and 10, batted down, intercepted, it's picked off by Sanders. He will go the distance for his first career touchdown in the National Football League.
And his payment, Klecko tackles him in the end zone and throws him down on the ground. That was excellent defense and just flat bad luck for the Buffalo Bills and J.P. Losman. Instead of batting that ball down, it bats straight up into the air. Sanders was in the backfield because he was trying to blitz. He had gotten there late, and he's just standing there for a little early Christmas present.
Unofficially, a 39-yard interception return by James Sanders. He is a 4th-round pick out of Fresno State. He had missed 6 games earlier this season with an ankle injury, and Vinatieri to tack on the 35th point.
You know who blocked that pass?
I'm not sure.
Teddy Bruschi.
Did he really?
Yep.
How about that? Dan Klecko, I know, was on the defensive line. He had just come in.
Bruschi will come in at the very end, right here on the blitz. Watch him just stick the hand up. This is instinctive. Try to block it. Ball goes straight up into the air to Sanders. If it wasn't for bad luck, they'd have no luck at all here.
The truth?
This finishes off a perfect or imperfect week in Buffalo, because it hasn't been about football here in Buffalo this week. It was about the comeback last week. It was about the Eric Mold situation.
Yeah.
They've made it about everything but football, and goodness knows there hasn't been much football to what they've done today.
The fans that have remained here inside Ralph Wilson Stadium have seeped down in back of the Patriot bench, and you can see the uniforms, and you know, it is a pretty good group. In fact, can we pull back our shot just a little bit, Suzanne? Thank you. Because they extend from about the 20-yard line to the 20-yard line, and they've all come down to root on their world champions.
Well, this football team in New England can still do some pretty special things, Kevin. You know, and granted, you're beating Buffalo. If you beat Tampa next week, and if Miami actually loses, or loses this week later on this afternoon in San Diego on CBS, they clinch the AFC East. But don't expect this football team to let up. Bruschi won't let up. Brady won't let up. Seymour won't let up. Dillon's not going to let up. Goodness knows Bill Belichick won't let up.
Well, the Patriots have won 2 consecutive AFC East titles. They've won 3 of the last 4, and they've certainly done their part today. Now, if San Diego does theirs and Miami is beaten, well, there you have it. That is picked up on the play by Neufeld, who is an undrafted UCLA tight end who lumbers his way near midfield on a 22-yard return. Well, coming up next, the playoff shakedown continues. That Kansas City-Dallas game with huge ramifications. We told you if Miami loses in San Diego, what that means to New England, to Baltimore and Denver. And Denver's coming off a loss at Kansas City last week.
And what do all those teams mean to this Patriot team exactly? Well, it's easy. Kansas City's beaten them. Denver's beaten them. A lot of people have beaten them. We saw earlier, they're 2-5 against teams with winning records. You've got to hone your football team and get in playoff shape and to have a little fun, obviously, if you're Tom Brady and the Patriots.
Mike Wright is on that defensive line. Klecko, Jarvis Green, Monty Beisel is a linebacker. Losman near midfield on 1st and 10, being chased. Poteet is right there. The pass is incomplete. Wow. Incomplete, 2nd down and 10. You began the broadcast today, Randy, talking about all the headlines that were just encompassing this Buffalo team.
Yeah, I challenge you to find something football related in this. And what's that got to do with today's game? What's that got to do with, what's going on the field? It really, really hasn't. And it was really climaxed Thursday with the suspension of Eric Moulds for the 1 game without pay. And it leaves this Buffalo Bills organization and football team in pretty dire straits.
2nd down 10 from the 49. Losman has thrown a couple of interceptions, 3 to be exact now, and there's a catch and run by Josh Reed, getting a block from Aiken, being chased by Poteet, cutting it back inside. He broke an Asante Samuel tackle and an attempted tackle by Wilson, and winds his way in a snowy 51-yard catch and run for a touchdown, and the shutout is gone for New England.
Yeah, that's exactly what was going through his mind. You have to feel just watching him run. He was going to get to the end zone, and they weren't going to be shut out. That was just a brilliant individual effort by Josh Reed, getting himself that touchdown and scoring those points and denying Bill Belichick and the Patriots a goose egg.
Reed was highly decorated coming out of LSU, won the Biletnikoff Award, held several LSU receiving records. He was a second-round pick, but his career has not panned out in the 4 years he's been in the NFL the way people had predicted, but he looked pretty good there. Now the extra point try will come from Rian Lindell.
That was a nice job by Losman, too, reading that blitz and getting that ball quick to Reed.
Extra point is up and in, 51 yards on the catch and run by Josh Reed. Guy who played for Nick Saban at LSU. There's the current coach of Miami.
There's Josh Reed, and Losman's reading the defense. He sees he has to dump it out there quick to Reed, and then it's all Reed. I mean, Roscoe Parrish makes a nice block. He avoids 4 or 5 different defenders, then avoids Jacob Green again, and Wilson, and 4. I mean, just seemed like everybody had a shot or an angle at one time on Josh Reed. He just wasn't going to be denied.
4 broken tackles by Josh Reed. I'll give the fans that remain here in Ralph Wilson Stadium something to cheer about in this holiday season, because the season is now going to go to 4-9, obviously out of the playoffs in the AFC, and with a lot of head scratching going on, as Randy had just shown you, among the fans and the people that follow this team, and who knows what's going to happen during the offseason as you take a look at their remaining 3 games of the year.
I mean, 2 tough ones coming up with Denver and at Cincinnati, and then they finish up with the Jets here on CBS down in New York. Your note here on New England, Kevin, they've got season highs in rushing yards with 150, total offense with 485 yards, and time of possession so far with a little over 2 minutes left in the game. They've had the ball for 40 minutes and 10 seconds. I came into this game and knowing the games that Buffalo had been in this year, and I know they hadn't closed them, but they'd always been close. I really thought this was going to be a close game.
I did too.
I really thought that Buffalo would put up a lot more of a fight against these Patriots. But the Patriots, this is more about the Patriots playing than Buffalo not. I think Buffalo was early doing about all they could, but Tom Brady and his offense specifically was just way too much for the Buffalo defense.
Well, we'll find out if Lindell is going to try an onside kick, which I'm assuming he will. As he tees the ball up, Michael Stone, you see him as a late entrant on that line. The guys with the good hands supposedly up there. We'll see what Lindell does. Snow continuing to fall here in Buffalo, New York. There it is, and caught by Fauria. Tight end, and he is belted by Aiken. Fauria caught a touchdown pass earlier in the game. So we'll get another look at Doug Flutie and the New England offense. And the timeouts remaining 3 apiece. I am assuming that New England will not use any of theirs, and Buffalo probably would not use any of theirs.
I got to guess you're going to see a good bit of the former Boston College running back Mike Cloud.
Played with Kansas City, New England back in 03, then went to the Giants in 04 and played 10 games with New York last year, and now he is back, and he has never fumbled in his 7-year career, and they don't want to fumble right now in these kind of conditions and run out the clock. Dan Klecko is going to be a tackle eligible on the upper part of your screen, playing that wingback position up there.
Go in motion, the wham block, no doubt.
42-yard line. There he is in motion. There are 3 tight ends in there, and here's Mike Cloud. And he's banged by Crowell and hit as he gets close to the 40-yard line on a gain of 2, which takes us to the 2-minute
That was
warning.
not a lucky guess. I mean, what are you going to do with Dan Klecko? Throw it to him?
You know, I'm trying to build up my partner. I'm trying to show how you
I
are
appreciate
prophesizing because we're teammates. What a day for the New England Patriots at the 2-minute warning. They're up top 35-7.
Buy the Dukes of Hazzard today. Bring home the adventure that reveals everything.
Right on.
Including naughty new footage. Too hot for theaters. And this commercial.
I like the way you think.
Buy the Dukes of Hazzard unrated DVD today.
Hi, I'm John Madden. This is a special time of year when families gather together to sit on a couch, not talk, and watch football. Good times. And now those moments don't have to end with the game because there's VCast from Verizon Wireless. You can watch me preview all the action anytime you want. Isn't that what the holidays are all about?
Verizon Wireless is the only network with Vcast. Watch broadband quality sports clips and the Madden Report. And now get a cool LG 8100 for just $99.99. Only from Verizon Wireless.
Don't tell me we don't have time to do a fancy lunch. Because now there's McDonald's all-new premium chicken sandwiches. Juicy chicken breast in my kind of flavors, like the Ranch BLT and the Club. Yep, they're totally 5-star all the way.
Taking a quick break? I'd like to see that for someone very special.
The Leo Diamond, independently certified for superior brilliance and selected to match beautifully by Kay Jewelers.
Chris, how did you know? Every kiss begins with K.
25 days. 50 cities. 600 consecutive hours together. And it all comes down to these 3 teams.
I love this game.
Don't miss the high-flying, breathtaking fight to the finish. The Amazing Race 2-hour season finale, CBS Tuesday.
With Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan, we're at the 2-minute warning. New England on top. A couple touchdown passes by Brady, a couple rushing touchdowns. And here are some of the things to begin the game that you were looking for, and here's what we've come up with.
Well, they not only started fast, they prevented Buffalo from starting fast. And that defense, we talked about meat and potatoes for the Buffalo offense. Well, 14 yards rushing and 3 turnovers.
It's first and make it second down and 8. They've also brought in Billy Yates at the left tackle, thus they're making Tom Ashworth a tackle eligible.
Amazing.
Yeah, they're doing all kinds of things out there, aren't they? The executive producers of the NFL on CBS are Sean McManus and Tony Petitti. The coordinating producer of the NFL on CBS, Lance Barrow. Today's game produced by Bob Monsbach and directed by Suzanne Smith. The senior producer of CBS Sports in the NFL Today is Eric Mann. Directed by Bob Matina. Coordinating producer of CBS Sports, Harold Bryant. Here's a 3rd and 7. 39-yard line with Pucko in the backfield with Cloud. There's Cloud with a tackle by Lawyer Malloy. Not the way he envisioned this game going. He's down to the 36 on a gain of 3. To see how the AFC playoff picture is going, Indianapolis with the win clinches home field throughout the playoffs. That's one of the big headlines today.
And Pittsburgh, with that win, stops that 8-game win streak by the Chicago and that great defense.
The associate directors of today's game, Freddie Johnson, Jonathan Siegel. The broadcast associate, CJ Kamani Morales. The technical manager is Doug Fleetum. And the technical director is Chris Romanek. Audio supervisor, David Grunford. 4th down and 4. Pucko maneuvers, one of 3 tight ends, and this is Cloud, who is hit by Posey and dives ahead to about the 33-yard line, gaining 3, and probably a yard shy of a first down. We'll have to see where they spot it. Yep, and on downs, New England turns it over, and 25 seconds remaining. 32 first downs.
Talked about it, you know, they had a 485 yards offense a little while ago. I'm sure they might be over 500 yards now. All those rushing yards, everything else, pretty amazing performance.
Yep. Well, we anticipate a couple plays here by the Buffalo Bills as they send out 4 receivers. Those receivers include Aiken, along with Reed. Also got Roscoe Parrish out there. And Losman winds up and throws. And he has got Reed, who gets a block from Aiken. Tackle is made by Asante Samuel, who had a touchdown, or rather an interception earlier in the game. It's a gain of 25 right there. They're down to the 43. Not taking a timeout. They're letting the clock run. One more play for Losman. Should he get this snap in time from Trey Teague? And he does not. The game is over. And now they're really booing. New England wins it. Tom Brady again with a good performance. Over 300 passing yards. 2 touchdown passes today. So for Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan saying so long from Buffalo. 35-7. The world champion Patriots with the win. Coming up, it's game 2 of our doubleheader as the Chiefs visit Dallas. The Dolphins take on the Chargers. Baltimore travels to Denver. 8th win of the season for the New England Patriots. You've been watching the NFL on CBS. We'll join Greg Gumbel in New York with the Capital One update after this. Good night from Buffalo.